First, I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and it's really inspiring to be amongst such amazing women. So, Baytuki is a regulated crowdfunding platform that enables women, apologies to the men here, to invest in real estate with their own budgets. If someone wants to invest with 5,000, 50,000, it's up to them. And we aim to empower, educate, and enable women towards financial prosperity. And the reason why I started this platform was I was just similar to Nadine's story, actually. My grandmother was always giving me the advice to be smart with my money, to buy gold, and then later on invest in real estate. And I kept thinking, oh, that's like way into the future. But then when I grew up and I heard about this opportunity, this licensing opportunity, I thought, oh, this is great. I want to start this business. And then I started to go out and speak to hundreds of women. And I realized that about 99% of them were interested, but they were scared. And unfortunately, the nature, I don't want to say the nature, but perhaps it's the boxing of women is they're more risk averse when it comes to investing, so they're missing out on the opportunities. And the most common reasons of their hesitations were, I don't have enough funds, which is viable, right? Real estate investments aren't the most affordable option out there. A lot of them as well were stay-at-home moms, so no stable source of income. The other thing was, if I don't have enough experience or knowledge, I'm going to avoid it altogether. And finally, the lack of representation in the market, female representation. So when they hear the word finance or real estate or investment, they picture a guy in a suit, and automatically it becomes intimidating to approach. So I thought, you know what, Baytuki is going to be the platform that removes all these hurdles from their path to investing in real estate and be the platform to support them to get started. So what we do is we source and we vet the properties. We have very strict criteria that we follow. If it's good, we list it on our website. Can you give us two
examples of what that criteria are? Are there top two?
So this history here is that there were a lot of scams in the country when it came to real estate investments for off-plan properties. So one of the main criteria that we have is it has to be existing and nothing off-plan or going to get built in a few years' time. They, of course, have to have promising returns. We look at the age of the property. We look at the structure. We have a building surveyor who comes in to look at the foundation to see, are we going to expect a lot of, renovation costs? What is it going to look like? So this is just a few of the ones that we look at. So if they meet the criteria, we list them on our website with all the information, resources, and any sort of reports that any investor would need to take an informed decision. And we make sure that it's comprehensible for all levels of expertise, beginner, advanced, whatever it is. So if you like the property, you just have to hit invest, type in your budget, and you're done. You just have to wait for the return. So we made it extremely easy. And it took years of hard work, thousands of interviews with women, and a resolved mission to get here. And Baytuki is, again, aiming to empower, educate, and enable women towards financial prosperity. And this is, I just want to say, I'm very proud of where we are today, that we are a regulated entity by Dubai Financial Services Authority. And this is why I started. I really want to empower women to get started, to tell them
Latifa,
it's not as scary as it is.
I love the name of the platform.
Yes, sorry, let me explain that. So Baytuki means your home, and it's addressing a female in the Arabic language.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Thank you.
And just because I love teaching about investing, I saw on your platform that you can buy fractional shares,
yes.
Right? And could you just explain so that everyone can be talking about fractional shares at the gala tonight?
Of course. So fractional ownership in real estate, just to give you an example with Baytuki, is we list this property and there is 100% ownership available. So whenever you type in your budget, it shows you, I'm going to be buying 5% of this property. I'm going to be buying 20% of this property. So with whatever budget you have, you'll own a fraction of the property, and then once the rent comes in, you get your returns. So it's very simple. We manage everything from A to Z, like I said. So once we list the property and it's fully funded, we finish all the purchase processes, give you all the ownership documents, all of that is done, and then we distribute the income depending on how much you own. If you own 1%, if you own 10%, you get your cut. And then at the end, we facilitate the sale. So that is everything from purchase to rent to sale.
Last question. Can you take your money out at any time, or do you have to wait for those distributions?
It really depends. So we facilitate the crowdfunding process. So let's say we own shares in this property and you tell me that you would like to sell your shares. Someone has to offer to buy it as well. So we as a company cannot buy the shares, but we can facilitate the transfer of the shares on your behalf.
Do you believe women are naturally more risk averse than men, or do you believe not? I would love to hear.
Honestly, that is the reality of the situation. It's not very good or a positive thing, but it can be changed for sure. And I just want to add on to what Nadine said. You really just have to take the first step to realize, oh, this is not as hard as I thought it would be. And with so many opportunities out there, you don't have to put your life savings into one major investment. You have a lot of options out there. You can, have fractional ownership in real estate. You can own with whatever budget that you have in apps like Sarwa, for example. And there are so many amazing opportunities there. So have some rough financial plan in place and just get started. And then with experiences, you're gonna really learn and grow your wealth.